And that's what we just did. Filed that kind of hollow right there. Alright, we've got our knife shaped, and we're going to harden it. We're going to get it to a red hot, and we're going to put it in the oil. I'm using motor oil, burnt motor oil, but you could use vegetable oil, olive oil, most any kind of oil. I found me a magnet. Don't tell my wife. Stole off the refrigerator, but it's got a nice big round magnet on it, and certainly a work to tell if this is magnetic. When we're heating the blade, we need to heat it so that it's non-magnetic. When we get it hot enough, this will not stick to it. And I'm not going to tear up my wife's magnet. I'll set it right there. And we're going to heat this blade up to a red hot, and we're going to test it with our magnet. Guess it's over now. And the trick to this is you got to get the whole blade heated up red hot. So we're going to heat down here where it's the fattest and along the back side. We've got it fastened in our vise with a pair of vice grips, so we can take it out and put it in our oil. We're going to quench with motor oil. Burnt motor oil is what I use, mainly because I've got it and it's free, but you could use what's in the oil. And you may have to do this process a couple of times till it hardens to where the files skid off. Even with a professional forge, occasionally this does not work. So you got to do it till it can work. So my technique is we just hold it in one place where it's the thickest, and the heat will travel it to the finished spot all by itself, for the most part. Get the initial blade heat, the biggest part of the blade heated up, and start traveling with our torch trying to make it keep the rest. When we move, it cools off quickly. Two torches would be better to heat the top and the bottom together. I don't have two torches. Test and see if we're at non-magnetic. See, the magnet's not touching it, not sticking to it, and then we're going to quench it. We're going to take it out and we'll quench it again. And I don't stir it sideways. I'm trying to take it straight in and out of the quench oil. And again, we're using burnt motor oil. Be careful when you use your oil, because if you put it in there and it's really super hot, the oil can flame up. Even vegetable oil, cooking oil, whatever you're going to use, will flame up. So be in a well ventilated place. We're kind of out in a pretty much an open shed. You can see through the walls. But don't do this in your garage. You might burn your house down. So we're going to let this cool off in the oil, and we're going to wipe it off, and we'll bring you back and show you. Alright, we wiped off our knife blade with the paper towel and took it out of the oil, wiped it off. Got it cooled down, and we're going to test it with our file. And that's what you want. It should skate off. That's hard. Now what we've got here is it's too hard to use at this moment. What we're going to do is we're going to temper it. And to do that, we need to see the colors on it. So we're going to take a few minutes and we're going to sand this up with some sandpaper that's in your kit, and sand it up to about 400 or 600 grit. Get it to where it's shiny, at least on one side. And then we're going to look for those tempering colors. Alright, we're going to temper this knife. And what we're going to do, we're doing that, we're going to take our torch again, and we're going to heat up the fattest part of the spine back here, and we're watching the front. We've just cleaned the front of it up. Watching the front for tempering colors, which they start out lighter colors, tan and straw, and then blue and purple, and then finally black. And what we're looking for is them to cross over here. Once the tan or the straw color gets to the edge, we would like to stop. This is sometimes easier to do than others, and so we're going to do this slowly so we can watch for those colors. Once we get the color that we want on the edge, we're going to quench it in our oil again. Slower flame down here. Stop burning it. Flame to calm down. We're just going to look for that tan. We'd like that to come all the way across. And with this gut hook in it, that's a challenge because it's not a solid piece, and the tip up here wants to cool differently than the rest. The lighting in here isn't the best. So we're going to heat it a little bit, look at it, heat it a little bit, look at it. Trying to heat the thick part. The edge is what we want the color to be on, but the thick is what we've got to heat. See, now it's starting to come across. See up here, that's the color we're looking for. So we're going to do just a little bit more. We'll do this a little bit up on this tip. That's the thinnest part. That should take the least. And in the old days, the blacksmiths would leave those colors on it as a proof of quality. Alright, see, we're getting some of those colors on it. I don't know if y'all can see that in the camera or not. Hard for me to see it. I'm standing here. And there comes the color again. Trying to work that up. And that came across pretty fast. Alright, we're going to call that close enough. We'll hurry along and alright, we got it out of the oil, wiped it off a little bit. Check it with the file here. Now the file's biting a little bit. That's what we want. Still should be hard. File will bite it, and that's exactly what we want. We'll clean the oil off of it, and we will clean it up and put the handle on it. Alright, got our knife cleaned back up. We've hardened it, and we've heat treated it with the torch till it came that tan color. I don't know if that showed up good on the camera or not. And I left some of the this was from when we heat treated it. You don't have to really harden your handle, and probably it's better if you don't harden the handle, because the handle is, you know, want to be some flexibility in that. This is hard steel to begin with, and heat treating it and hardening it just makes it keep a better edge. But we have cleaned it all back up, got it back up to 600 grit or 800 grit. I forget what I was using, 600 grit I think. And this, what we're doing with this video and with this kit is teaching you how to make knives. Can you take it to, you know, 1200 grit? Can you take it to 3200 grit? Can you put it on a buffer? Of course, you can do all of those things. But to make a good serviceable hunting knife, everyday carry, it's going to get banged up. It's going to get dinged up. So to make it much more than this is kind of not necessary. This knife is fairly sharp now. Once we've got our profile on here, we'll show you how sharp it is. We're going to go and we'll work it with a file, just a tiny bit of real fine file, and then we'll put it on a diamond stone, and then we'll strap it with a leather strap. And to me, that's enough. Now you can get fancy buffers and all that kind of stuff, and we have that kind of stuff when we teach the class. We have the buffing machines that we use for our knives that we sell. But to make a good serviceable utility knife that you're going to actually use and not sit in a cabinet and just look at, buffing it is not a necessary thing. If you have that capability, by all means do so, but don't go out and buy a $200–300 buffer for one knife. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put an edge on this, and then we're going to protect that edge with some tape and some paper, and then we're going to show you about how to put the handle on it. Now remember, we drilled the holes back when it was still annealed. When we first got it, it was soft, and so we drilled the pilot hole first, make sure our placement was where we wanted it, and then we went through and drilled the right size hole for our rivets. For our rivets this time was, I think it was 5/16, but check that before you drill your final hole. You can always start with a small hole and work up, but do check that. And the rivets should fit in the hole. Shouldn't have to, like, you know, beat them in the hole or anything, because they will swell a little bit when we drive them together. Alright, so we're going to go sharpen this thing and protect it, and then we'll put the handle on it.